Hey guys, welcome back to Careyberry. So this is a slightly different video for me. I originally filmed this back in December when I had COVID, but I have been so busy that I just didn't edit it for ages, and then I had to figure out how to speed up the clips because it just took so long. And it was a bit of a fun experience. So I started off, I should probably tell you, this is my January bullet journal setup. So here I started off actually at the end of 2020. So this is a kind of spread I made for my favourite book of 2020, which was The Starless Sea. You can check out my best books video to kind of hear me talk more about that. But yeah, I just wanted to have this kind of nice spread where I could kind of talk about the Starless Sea and just I found so many nice things on Etsy that I could put like for the Starless Sea that I just had to do it. So yeah, so I kind of wish I'd put more of the blue paper on it, like in wider chunks, but I actually found it really stressful to film the bullet journal video because it was like getting the camera right, it was doing everything in front of the camera, and it took so long because I just wanted to make it perfect, and then I realised I'd been filming for like an hour. But it was fun. I'm trying to get more back into bullet journaling more, because I do actually really love it. But yeah, so next to this page you can see my 2020 a year page, and I kind of tried to focus on quite a few of the good things that happened in 2020, because obviously it was a rough year, but there were a lot of good things, and I think that's where my favourite book of the year page comes in, because I just loved reading like last year, and yeah, I just loved it. So yeah, so for this page I'm kind of like writing my favourite book of the year, and then I kind of write a little summary. So it's when Zachary Rollins finds a book containing details of his life, he embarks on a quest to find out more. He finds a library filled with stories and people lost, searching for the ends of their own stories, but will he? So I kind of tried to write a little summary. I mean, the Starless Sea is pretty hard to summarise, that's one of the criticisms of the book, but I just love it. So yeah, I also kind of bought these stickers off of Etsy, so you will see me kind of use those. And then at the bottom I wrote that I read it for the Thousand Doors Readathon, and I just absolutely adored it. So yeah, and then I kind of write about wanting to read The Night Circus, which hopefully I will do this year. So yeah, I just can't wait for that. But yeah, I actually really love this page. I think it's potentially one of my favourites in the bullet journal, because I can be a bit of a perfectionist, which is why so I recorded for about an hour, and then I just had to stop because I kept messing things up and I was getting really frustrated. So then I kind of finished off the bullet journal later on in the day while I was watching some booktube videos, because I just found it more relaxing to kind of do it that way. So yeah, these are the stickers that I am using. I can't remember where I got them from. I got them from Etsy, and I will link the shop below because I remember they had some cute stickers. But yeah, I'd never really used stickers in a bullet journal before, and I actually really like it because I started my bullet journal at the beginning of 2020 and I was so into it, and then I just stopped because obviously we kind of had nothing to do during the year, so it kind of just didn't seem right to me. And now that we're in another lockdown, maybe I will stop again, but I hope not, because I'm actually really enjoying it. And I think the adding the kind of stickers and stuff really helps because it puts less pressure on me for it to be perfect. So yeah, this time I'm just trying to have fun with it, whereas before I was like, it has to be perfect, it all has to be amazing and incredible, and it was just too much stress. I think that's one of the reasons I stopped as well, because it was just so stressful trying to make it all perfect all the time. So yeah, then here I'm including my star rating, which is obviously 5 stars. But yeah, and I was also listening to Evermore while I was doing this, which was just the best. I love it so much. So yeah, here I've kind of got a little close-up where you can kind of see more. And then, okay, so for the next page, so I've actually got a few pages in between this, but I focused on those later because I'd kind of written on the pages what they were going to be beforehand. So I did these later because they were more kind of delicate. I didn't want to get annoyed. So this page is my anticipated releases page. So I have got a video out for this if you want to go and check that out, where I kind of talk about the books here more. But when I was originally going to do this page, I scheduled myself 2 pages, and as I was kind of finishing the first page, I realised that I needed loads more space, so I ended up going on to a 3rd page, which I originally didn't plan for, but yeah, and it looks pretty sparse at the moment, but there are loads more books that I know I want to add. So under January you can see Law and Nick, and then February is The Gilded Ones, March The Lost Apothecary, which I now have an arc for, very thankful, and then there I add Actor Age, Eve Brown, The Memory Collectors, and Ariadne, which I'm all super excited for. But I really like this idea of cutting pictures out of the books and then being able to stick them in. So here I also took my phone off the table. I was still listening to Evermore, but I just needed to kind of remind myself of when they were coming out because I was scared I was going to put them in the wrong months. But I really like this page because then throughout the year I'm hoping I'll be able to go back and be like, oh, I didn't read that, and kind of go back to it. But yeah, it's interesting. There's so many good books coming out this year, and I was actually really annoyed because when I filmed my most anticipated releases, like the next day I found so many more books that I wanted, like Ariadne for example, and it was so annoying because I'd already filmed it and I was like, ugh, now I want these books. But yeah, and there's also been some amazing releases recently announced, like Chloe Gong's sequel to These Violent Delights, which is Our Violent Ends, will be coming out at the end of the year. So I am very excited for that, and I am desperate to get my hands on the Fairy Loot edition of These Violent Delights because I know they've announced that they will be doing a special edition of the sequel. So I think that will be really cool, and I just can't wait because I want them both. But yeah, so on this page I've got Witches Steeped in Gold, Hail Mary, Malibu Rising, One Last Stop, and The Women of Troy. For the second half of the year, it is a lot more sparse because I just didn't know that many books coming out at the end of the year. So I kind of, it's something that I will be filling in as the year goes on, if I remember, which hopefully I will. But yeah, I'm really hoping that I can fill this in more as we go on. So then when we go to the next page, you'll see I've only got 1 on there. But yeah, I've actually really loved ripping up the kind of, well, it's not quite card, but it is. So the card that I rip up for this, I actually really enjoyed that because I think it adds some niceness to it without it being too difficult, because I always see these bullet journals that are incredible and so detailed and so good, but I'm just I just don't have the time for that. And I find it really hard to be oh yeah, and not become a perfectionist about it because I know myself and I know I will. So yeah, going on to this page, the only release I've got for the latter part of the year is Midnight in Everwood, which I am so excited for. So here you can see me kind of space it out even though it's in October, I kind of use it to space out all of the others because I was really worried that I'd run out of space again. So yeah, I am really excited for Midnight in Everwood. I still need to watch Gavin's video where he kind of does the Nutcracker dance about it because it is a Nutcracker retelling, which I'm super excited for. And yeah, so moving on to the next page. This was an experience. So I just popped this page, this bit of card down, not thinking, but I needed to make sure that I had space for the reading tracker. So trying to fit it in was a bit interesting. I'm quite happy with the way that it looks now, but when I was doing it, I was getting so frustrated, and it turns out I can't use a ruler. I messed it up so many times, and I was just getting so annoyed. So this is where I actually stopped kind of filming myself fill it in because I was getting so annoyed at doing it. But yeah, so this is kind of the last thing I filmed myself actually doing. So I think now we're gonna move on to my recorded bits after. So yeah, this is my kind of 2021 title page, and the goals that I've got. So I've split it up into uni and work, kind of socials. So one of my goals for the socials is to get to 250 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to me, please do, because I just love it. And I've also got my reading goals there, and then personal, which I've filled in more now that I've actually filmed it. So I use the Tombow pens, which didn't want to focus for this. But yeah, I use the Tombow pens to kind of do the flowering details and the writing throughout it. I also included my favourite emoji at the top on 2021 goals. And the stickers are from Mind Daisies, which is Leora's channel. It's from her Etsy, which I just love. So yeah, then we go back to my anticipated releases, because those were the pages in between, and you can kind of see how it turned out. I also put another sticker from Leora there, because I just really like her stickers. I think they're really cute. So yeah, I'm really excited for all of these books, and I just love that they bring some colour to the journal because of their covers, whereas I think I can be quite wanting to I can just want to not do too much for colour because I get too scared. But yeah, super excited for Malibu Rising and for Women of Troy. So yeah, this is how the reading tracker turned out. As you can see, I messed up the lines because I can't use a ruler, and I've added more to the key now, because I found that I haven't been reading as much this month, because I've been really busy. So I've added reading for uni or work and doing uni or schoolwork or essays. There's my January title page. I'm not the happiest with this, just because I just don't like how I do it. I've also given myself a January to-do list so I can kind of keep track of the big things I need to do throughout the month. And then we go on to the January books read page that I've got. So now I've kind of filled this out, and I've got The Foundling, When Broken Glass Floats, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue on there at the moment, and I'm hoping I'll fill this out some more. And then I've kind of left myself some pages to do after, my January fave, etc. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. This is my first bullet journal video, so I'm a bit nervous about it. But yeah, please don't forget to like and give me a comment, are there any things that you're excited for? Is there anything I should add? And don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you around in the next one. Okay, well, bye guys. I tried to do the wave, but you can't see me.